This is problem number 3 from Lesson Master 9-8b, and this lesson was focusing on properties of logs, meaning how to combine logs, take them back apart. Logs kind of follow their own rules. So in this one, what they're really wanting you to do is kind of focus on this right side of the equation, log 2 plus log 14, and let's think about how those two logs would combine using those rules of logs that we learned in this section. So when I add two logs together, I'm really taking these two values and multiplying them. So if I combine these two with that multiplication rule or the product rule, this expression would now look like this. Log of m equals log of, and again, I'm multiplying the 2 and the 14, so it's going to be log of 28. Okay, so this is the part that's really just kind of common sense, okay? But there's a very common error that can kind of stem from this piece that I'm going to come back and talk about in just a second. So if log of m equals log of 28, what must m be is the question we're trying to answer, right? And we don't even have to do any fancy math here. If log of this equals log of that, then m must equal 28, okay? Because they're both in that same position in the expression. So my final answer here would just be m equals 28. Here is the wording that I would really jump all over you for if we were in class right now. We're not canceling out the logs, okay? That I would avoid using that wording, because what ends up happening is up here, people want to think they can just go along and say, oh, well, I'm just going to cancel out all these logs here, and then I get 2 plus 14 to get my answer. That's not what we're doing here. You can't cancel out the logs, because when you say you're canceling out the logs, that would be like dividing by log, and you can't divide by a log because it's a mathematical operation, okay? It's not a thing. It's like dividing by a plus sign. So we can say this because these two things are in the same position, so we can say that they're equal. We are not getting rid of these logs. We're just saying this number must match this number, okay? So you can't take this step until you get yourself down to a point where you have one log equals another log. You can't take that step when you're up here and you've got multiple logs. You have to do that combining piece first, okay? But this whole section in Lesson Master 9-8 is really just focusing on, can you combine two or more logs together, and then can you see what's in the same position on each side of the equation, okay? Hopefully that helps.